Give us an introduction first as to what you're looking to see changed, if you could.
So the Student Fare campaign is looking for the Isle of Man government and Bus Vannon to reduce the requirement for the half fare to anyone in secondary and tertiary education. So that's above 16. So we don't limit it just to those who are under 16.
And why that age group?
Because that age group are students. They're not in full-time work. They don't have as much money to spend on buses, and it's actually cheaper for them to drive around than get a bus, and that should not be the case. It will help the environment by less people driving on the roads. It should get more bus use and get more use out of taxpayers' money.
And are you looking to improve people's mobility in respect of looking for work, perhaps? Is there more to this?
Exactly. It allows the students who maybe aren't able to drive or have an impairment ability to drive, or maybe don't want to drive for environmental reasons, to have the ability to take affordable transport to Douglas, to any of the main town centres, and have that ability to move around much more easily and much more cheaply and affordable.
Have you spoken to any politicians about this?
We're getting in touch as we speak. We're hoping to get a meeting with Tim Baker from, obviously, the Minister for Infrastructure, and hopefully some people in Bus Vannon to get this across. We've seen very positive comments coming from, obviously, our posts on social media, on Facebook. You can find us at the Student Fare campaign. Our petition's up there as well. And how's comments from students?
How's the petition doing so far?
The petition's going well. I set it up, I think, about 4 days ago in a afternoon in a coffee shop. I thought, need to get this done. I got my email back from Bus Vannon confirming it was only for those aged 5 to 15 for the half fare, and I thought has to change. It's not good enough to limit those maybe in sixth form who are like, I need to take the bus. I don't have a driving licence.
So you get half fare at the minute until you're 15 years old?
Until you reach 16, you have half fare, and then above that you have to pay the full adult fare.
I suppose the major concern from members of the public listening to this will be, how's it going to be paid for?
Well, I have the view it will be paid for itself, in effect, because you get more bus footfall if you have a more encouraging fare rate. And it's not a giant proportion of the demographic. It's encouraging students who wouldn't take the bus anyway and would drive because it's cheaper to go and take that bus to pay the half fare. And I think it's a better use of taxpayers' money to have the taxpayer-funded service at a better cost for the youth who need the ability to move forward, to have that mobility around the island and give them more independence.
Do you think it's something that politicians are going to be receptive to? Have you spoken to anybody other than the Minister thus far?
Well, we're contacting him later today. We've got a positive reception from quite obviously the Free Fare campaign, and everyone in Climate Coalition is very positive because having that environmental, obviously free fares would be great, but we appreciate with coronavirus and obviously our increase in spending and drawing out of reserves, it's probably not going to be so economically viable to fund it fully, free fund it. So that's why we're asking, just meet us in the middle, meet us at half fare, and let's get some more students on the bus, get a fairer price and make it more affordable.
Is this especially applicable to students in certain parts of the island, do you think?
I think it would be more prevalent to those maybe in Ramsey, in Castletown, in Port Erin, who maybe need to get to Douglas. They work in Douglas, for example, or they're meeting friends up in Douglas from all around the island, and Douglas is the main hub. And it affects us the most because it costs the most. And even if you notice going around Douglas, it costs quite a lot to get the bus. It's, for me, driving a car, if you factor in insurance, it's like 15p a mile maximum. It's much cheaper for me to drive, and it burns more fossil fuels. It's worse for the environment, but it makes more economic sense for me. This is not the way it should be going.